Well, I have to say that I would love to see dogao win, but I think it's 3-1 for Max.
Okay, chat is agreeing with you. Lots of people seeing the Max as a favorite. As I said earlier, I thought there might be a chance for a comeback there for dogao, for him taking this series, but well, not going to happen if the Max continues to play as strong as he did. Was kind of convincing 3-0, and I see him as the favorite for this one again. We're going Franks against Lithuanians. Lidakor, some uneducated people don't really know you. Maybe you give a short introduction to yourself and then talk about the matchup.
Okay, so welcome everybody. I guess I'm Lita. I've been casting AoE 2 for like almost 2 years now, but still, that experience is nowhere close to Nili's experience here.
Of 2.5 years. And you're very known for hosting tournaments as well. I think your breakthrough tournament was 2 pools, where you basically had a 2v2 tournament, drafting 1 civilization for yourself, 1 for the opponent. Therefore, we had a nice mix of strong and weak civilizations. And now you hosted a 2v2 Empire Wars tournament that was very successful as well.
Yeah, I just like 2v2 format quite a lot. I feel like it's a little bit underappreciated, but with 2v2 World Cup coming up, I'm super hyped for this.
Mm-hmm.
And also extra information, I also like to play AoE free.
What do you mean? Say again.
I also like to play AoE free.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I saw you there. You put yourself together with one AoE 3 guy as well, right? What happened there?
I'm actually in contact with multiple AoE free guys, but they're pretty much just educating me on how to be a little bit better at multiplayer, because I know the basics of the game, but nothing very multiplayer or competitive specific.
Okay, well then, let's talk about competitive specific, at least in this one. Now, the Scout of dogao actually will take a good look at the TC, but no, will now change its angle. The Max with Franks against Lithuanians of dogao, 2 heavily cavalry-based civilizations. How will this one play out?
Ooh, it's tough. I feel like dogao has to be super aggressive at the beginning of Castle Age, because he just cannot allow his opponent to get the relics, especially considering that the relic spawn is quite good for Max. So he can probably get 2 relics very easily for himself, and that's a big problem. Scout Wars should be in the favor of Max here with the Franks, and he's also going to have a potentially better feudal age time with the berry bonus. It depends when dogao wants to click up, because he's going to have the extra food from the start.
Now go ahead.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Now the second board coming in for Mr. dogao here, and well, expecting the big scout war. The question is, like, how much do we go for monks? How many relics can you get for yourself? As you mentioned, the Max, the beautiful one in the back there for himself. 4 kind of neutral in a Y shape in the center. I think this could be pretty aggressive.
Yeah, this has to be aggressive, especially from dogao, because if he can just grab 2 relics here, he's already gonna have a huge advantage. Even in Castle Agent, he might not even need to go into like Imperial. On the other hand, Max is gonna have a slightly stronger eco because of the free farm upgrades. Oh boy, Max, that's a disaster.
Oh, how did that last volley miss? And how is he chilling with the scout? The scout was around, he could have gotten the kill. Was so focused on pushing the ostrich. Oh, I think this should have been a kill.
Yeah, he could have definitely killed that scout, and like, considering Max doesn't really have an amazing scouting right now, if he loses that scout, he would have been without information. A rather fast feudal from dogao. He's gonna go 19 pop, and we have 20 from Max.
Okay, so slight advantage there. Both players will opt for Loom here, so no huge surprises. Now clicks up to feudal age, and well, timing exactly the 25 seconds that we wanted to see. Pretty solid Dark Ages, and dogao will be completely safe, like he was in his first series. Like, didn't have any like villagers being picked off, no holes in any walls. It just felt like the Max out-macroed him every single game.
Well, I don't remember the first series, but apparently this is a rematch then.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was the Max winning 3-0 in the first part of their group stage, and this was the group with the Viper.
Oh yeah, that's a very, very hard group for dogao. But, well, this is the chance for dogao to learn from his mistakes, as he will play standard scouts, and I'm pretty sure Max is going to do the same thing. I'm not sure how to feel about Max's walls, to be honest. I feel like he's going to wall off the right side, but I don't think he's going to be able to wall off the entire northern part of his base, so these walls feel a little bit ambitious to me.
He's sending his scout back. Maybe wants to get some more vision. I'm surprised that he didn't send another villager if he wanted to go for those. Probably now the stable in front of his berries. But I think he will at least have to go for those. Like, half walling isn't walling at all.
Yeah, I think so, and you don't need to incorporate that northern gold pile. You are perfectly fine with your main gold if you wall it off. And you can just wall at the back of your base. A lot simpler.
And
Okay, now he's gonna do that.
Yeah, goes for the small walls that you recommend to him. So lovely stuff there. Now goes for some farming, pushes in another zebra because the scout was so low, couldn't really be out on the map. We will go for a scout boar. The question is, like, how open is it? Who should add how many spearmen in this spot?
Ooh. Like, I feel like if Max can finish his walls in time, he's fine. I would still think that he needs like 1 or 2 spears because dogao will definitely have a chance to run inside. Oh, that's actually a nice kill from dogao. That was beautiful.
Oh, the low HP scout now, after being left alive for way too long. Now getting the kill. Lion tries. TheMax trying to bait him into it. Not really going to happen. Spearman now out of there. And dogao with a really nice opening so far.
One thing that is interesting to take a look at is that right now the only way to deal with a spearman is your own spear, but dogao has faster spear, so he can just chase down Max's spearman right now.
Quick wall at the bottom. Max, he needs to probably use a house here. And indeed he does. Whee, that was the last second effort. 13 HP, 4 HP, and he breaks through. Oh, another house, but not in time.
Yeah, this is not in time, and that's -1 villagers over there. And
is it though? Oh, the spearman gets so much. Oh. One misclick by dogao. And now the scouts can clear this one up. Small misstep there by dogao. Wanted to go for the greedy kill. Didn't really shift click. Like, this is the perfect spot where you click on the villager and shift click out of there. So you always get the kill and then always get away as quickly as possible.
Oh, dogao even lands a hit on top of that scout. And interesting to point out is that dogao has 27 vills, Max only has 24 here. So it wasn't just one villager kill, there was probably a lot of idle time from Max or something.
He's floating quite a bit of food, and yeah, it's no wheelbarrow either. We have to say that TheMax is the farm upgrade ahead though, since he has it for free. Scouts might be trapped, Spearman getting another hit off. Is there a chance to transition away from here, or are we just going to see knights, monks?
I think we are going to see Knights, Monks, and I feel like Max is trying to get a fast castle age here. He's already adding villagers to gold, and he's at 400 food, so I feel like he just wants to get a better castle age time than his opponent does.
Tries to save another villager, 2 scouts, knowing, okay, we won't do too much more in this game anyways. Trying to suicide themselves, getting a kill. And you talked about castle age timings. Yeah, TheMax has more food, but he only has 10 farmers, or 10 on food against 14 on food. dogao now getting wheelbarrow. I think castle age timings will be very similar.
Yeah, and that's great. dogao is also going to have wheelbarrow, and he's still going to have a better villager count than Max, so he's got a very, very good eco lead right now, and the beautiful thing for him is that he can go for the greedy walls because Max was just defending with his scouts.
Has the 2 spearmen to protect that area. Scouts still reasonably high HP there. dogao, well, clicks the palisades a bit, but would love to see a bit more focus on that, especially because the 2 spearmen are low HP. I think the scouts could dive in.
Yeah, I think they will. There's a sword spearman coming up, but that could be a villager lost. I think he's paying attention though.
Oh, lovely. Lovely indeed. Does it in time. Gets a hit off and... well, gets a second hit off. What happened there?
Yeah, this is not looking great for Max. I think Max also made more scouts compared to dogao. And indeed, as you said, the castle age times will be pretty much similar. And I think this is favoring the Lithuanian player here a little bit more. Like a monk and knight war is perfect for the Lithuanians.
You get all the upgrades for your monks that you want to go for. And, well, as you mentioned earlier, just 1-2 relics control for you already gives you a nice advantage. Now up on the way to Castle Age, both players 2-second difference.
Yeah, Max had to get a market up and buy some gold. Or did he buy food? I'm not sure, but he had to rush up a market with 4 villagers to do that. Whereas for dogao, he didn't need a market for it. So I think dogao is still in a way better position.
He sold wood and bought food.
But on the other hand, dogao doesn't have the farm upgrade still, and that's actually going to backfire quite heavily. He's running out of farms.
Yeah, he just seeded some, right? Most of the time, after you click up to Castle Age, it makes a lot of sense to do that farm upgrade, then seed some more farms. But yeah, as you said, they will run out pretty soon. I see some with 20 food, a lot of them with like 30 and 50 food.
It's actually a super interesting thing because I'm not sure if you know it, but I was coached by dogao sometime earlier. And in this kind of build order, he specifically says that you need horse color, because if you don't have horse color, you will be running out of farms just when you reach Castle Age, and you will need to seed farms, and you cannot make more TCs because of that. So he emphasized this very heavily, and he forgot about the wheelbarrow here.
Yeah.
Or the horse color.
Was the start so hectic or something? Because like all of those were seeded at the same time, all of those farms. So I think it is. Yeah, now he squeezed horse color in there, so it is still at an okayish timing, but I think that was not intentional.
Yeah, I feel like he didn't have the food to get horse color and keep making scouts at the beginning, and he just saw that he can kill villagers with his scouts, so he went with the scouts instead of horse color. But yeah, this is going to hurt for him right now, because this will probably be 2 TCs at maximum for him.
And a bit of a different approach. Look at that. The max actually goes for pikemen, 1 monastery, some knights, and dogao goes double stable and the monastery.
Interesting. Well, dogao is going to see the pikemen, so he'll have the time to react. And I mean, Lithuanians aren't really bad at reacting to pikemen. They have okay crossbows, they have amazing skirms. Oh, look at dogao's eco though. No double bit axe. It hurts so much that he's without horse color. Just no wood. He can squeeze in another TC, but this is what he's always talking about. If you make a TC, you cannot make the farms.
Yeah. And, well, at least soon those 5 villagers can get back onto wood, and then his income will be a bit better, but looks a bit sloppy indeed. And it's interesting, right? How often we focus on, like, oh, he's missing 1 crucial upgrade while he's taking a bad fight, and most of the time you don't really see the effect of 1 upgrade missing. This time you absolutely do.
Yeah, it hurts so bad for him. On the other hand, Max isn't really contesting the relics, and dogao is going to be happy with at least 1 very soon, and he's got an amazing scouting. I love how he's using the spearman to scout.
Let's take a look at his minimap. Indeed, he sees all other 4 relics here. Oh no, that's the max. On the other side, dogao, he sees 3 relics. I think he missed 1 barely there at the bottom. That's not too fortunate for him, but might see it as well pretty soon. Maybe talk a bit about dogao's coaching. Now I'm really interesting. Would you recommend him?
Definitely. Like, one of the things I did to kind of improve my casting was take coaching sessions from multiple people, so I get to know their style and get to know their mentality. This included you as well, by the way.
I did coach you?
Yes, you did. We had a session when I was playing live games, and you were like pretty much backseating me. And this is still how I play Nomad, because we played a Nomad game there. And this is how I know how to start with Nomad, because you explained it to me.
When was that? I have no recollection.
I think sometime in like February or something.
This year?
Yes, it was this year.
Okay. Nomad. Okay. Off stream or on stream?
It was off stream.
Okay. Okay. I have really bad memory then, apparently. Okay, well, we see a big engagement in the center, trying to snipe the monks, doing a really good job there. Got 1 conversion of the pikemen, and now jumps onto the monks. No conversion started there. Looks like a lovely engagement. +2 attack for dogao, no other upgrades, and he wins this fight quite nicely.
Yeah, this is a beautiful fight for him. He also had the hill, and this just gives him a chance to start picking up relics. He's already secured the other one, the north, and he's just behind by 8 wills, which is okay considering how massive his eco was at the beginning of Castle Age.
Yeah, but might stay at that one. Now another monk out. And I think Dogao's army scales a bit better, so waiting for engagements might be a bit better for him. Let's take a look. That Spearman still not really going for that relic. Controls the one at the top. Where do you think Dogao should focus on the next? Should he clear up the hill in the center?
I think he needs to grab that relic. Like, maybe we use the knights to make sure the monks get there, because Max already has 2 relics.
Okay, Max sits at 2. Indeed, Dogao at only 1, 2 at the top there. 1 conversion there. Goes for the monk. What was that?
Did you just see that Dogao converted a knight and it was instantly converted back by Max?
Ah, okay, that makes so much more sense. Because I was really confused, like 2 monks without any faith, and only 1 monk changed side there. Or, yeah, another snipe. Togao's playing this one beautifully.
Yeah, I think he's fine. He's got 28 on foot, Max has 29, and now is the chance for Dogao to go for the second relic. Maybe even the third one, but nope, Max took it, so it's +2 at maximum for Dogao.
And now another monastery. That monk is going to get sniped Reno quite easily, while army value not looking too hot for the Max. Some monks here, spearmen or pikemen will go down. Dogao now with the switch as well. Will that be a castle age all in, or at least heavy castle age pressure coming from Dogao?
Yeah, I think he needs to do that. He's got better chance until Max doesn't have castles and the chance to go throwing X-Men to go with a pike push.
But going for pikemen while your opponent is going pikemen as well, isn't it a better option to like mix in, I would say, like 6 crossbow or 2, 3 scorpion to make the fight better for you, or is pikemen the only unit that you can go for?
I would prefer crossbows, I feel like, and just use crossbows to support the knights. On the other hand, Dogao might be afraid that Max is going to switch back into knights himself.
Okay, castle is now coming up there. That means every castle edge push will be completely stopped there. 5 X-Men will completely wreck a pikeman siege push. And the Max has to be safe with that one. I think Dogao needs to make some sneaky counter-attack happening. I don't really see an overchop and not the weakest walls here.
Yeah, on the other hand, Dogao does have the mobility advantage, and that's pretty significant. And he's got 2 relics now. So it's 10 plus 3. And there isn't going to be any overchop. Looking at the imp times, I think those are going to be pretty similar as well. And it appears that Max is going to commit to the pikeman now.
Okay, maybe he wants to make something happen in Castle Age. I'm a bit surprised there. Had reasonable resources. Actually, the monastery is really exposed here, Lidakor. He could easily snipe the monastery and try to yoink the 2 relics.
Yeah, I was thinking about that, to be honest. We have seen that so many times in this tournament, that you just dive in and snipe the monastery. You don't even have to steal the relics. If you just ungarrison them, suddenly your opponent's army is a lot weaker.
Well, we're talking about the monasteries of the Franks player, right? So that's
in that case, that's totally true, and that is exactly what the guy was going for.
But look at that. I think the Max ungarrisoned them. Oh, one is dropping at the wrong side. Now he has to open, is trying to run with them. Lovely anticipation by the Max. Oh god, the plays.
Yeah, I mean, it still forces him to make a new monastery, so I mean, it's not completely horrible for the Gao.
Yeah, well, he built another monastery there at the top, trying to have a shorter distance to fight for the one at the top. That didn't really happen. Now builds another defensive castle. And Dogao, he tries to get a castle up. What hill is he going for?
It's interesting. Now, Dogao could have clicked up, but he went for heavy plow and stone mining here, so his imp time is going to be a tiny bit delayed, and I think it's going to be pretty similar. Or he could just decide to dive in right now. He's got the scorpions to deal with the pike.
Well, I don't think it is enough, and the timing is off now as well. On the way to Imperial Age, both players, look at that again. Very similar timings. Now the biggest discrepancy of 13 seconds.
Yeah, it's huge. Dogao could try to take that stable down, or maybe even the Brax is better. because right now Max is going for more and more pikemen, so losing the barracks would be a little bit painful for him.
University for the Max. Is that hand cannoneers? Maybe bombard cannons. Tries to go for something there. HP upgrades for his castles could come in handy as well. Both players never really getting rated on their economy. Therefore, both sitting pretty strong around 100. And now the castle in the center of the map. Nice hill, but he has to fight against two castles at the same time now.
Yeah, this is going to be very tough. And Max could also afford a third castle very soon, whereas for dogao, he's got 100 stone in the bank, so this is going to be a tough fight. On the other hand, dogao has a lot of knights, so he can dive in and snipe trebs, whereas Max only has pikemen, so he cannot really kill trebs unless he makes them bombard cannons.
Both players obviously having bombard cannons as an option. Dogao expands towards the bottom, builds another TC. That puts him even further away from his second castle. Lots of gold to fight for at the bottom, so I like that expansion actually. Neither player really focusing on that too much. Knights need to run. It still feels like very one-dimensional from dogao. I would love to see more ranged units than only 3 scorpions.
Yeah, especially now that he's losing a lot of knights. There was 2 knights killed and a lot of HP lost as well. He needs something to deal with those pikemen that is different from Scorpion, because his Scorpions are so slow.
Okay, double siege workshop set up. That only implies that we will see lots of bombard cannons here by dogao. Absolutely love that. Let's take a look. Instant chemistry by the Max as well. Wouldn't be surprised if we see instant chemistry by dogao as well. I wanted to say, but he actually doesn't even have a university.
Yeah, that's weird. Like, I feel like he just wants to go for the Cavalier play here, but I'm not sure if that is a little bit too ambitious or not.
Why did he add a second siege workshop if he isn't going for bombard cannons?
He denies 2 barracks over here, which is a little bit helpful for him. Delays Max at getting some more halberdiers in. And Max is also going for throwing axemen instead of hand cannons, at least for now.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense against all the halberdier numbers that we're seeing on the field of dogao. First trap now out. Siege workshop at the front from the Max. And, well, now eco upgrades. Dogao plays for the very long game, going for crop rotation.
Yeah, he's still floating a huge amount of resource, and one thing that really stands out is that he's not going for Cavalier here. So he's got all the eco upgrades in, but no Cavalier despite having a lot of knights on the field.
Well, maybe he realizes, okay, we're not fighting for quite some time here. His trap a bit on the exposed side. Halberdier is not jumping on it though. And that's great awareness by dogao to focus the eco upgrades in a spot where it feels like a fight is happening at all times. But honestly, neither player can really jump on an army at the moment.
Yeah, this is a very defensive game. Both players have a pretty much walled off economy. One thing to point out is that basically all the leftover gold on the map is on the south. Both neutral gold mines and the 2 remaining secondary gold mines are also on the south. So if dogao can just pretty much corner Max in here, dogao's going to have a lot more gold to work with in the long run.
Absolutely. Not even 50 kills in this game, in a 37-minute Arabia game. That really shows you how passively both players have been approaching this one. Handcut now coming in. We see so many upgrades from both players. Chemistry now, dogao was really late on that one. Now third trap is coming out, but bombard cannon should really dictate this fight now.
Yeah, oh, that's a beautiful mango shot on the other hand.
Well, those... I think that's a horrible fight here for dogao. What is he doing? So many X-Men behind this one. Just trades off even amount of halberdiers. That's not a thing. Bombard cannon went down to the trap there. Lovely stuff. Cavaliers now jumping for the traps. Quick walls by the Max. On point here. Lovely stuff. And that was as good as it gets for the Max. Oh, but
was
now
it?
broken.
Was it that good? I mean, he lost most of his halberdiers, and now he's gonna lose bombard cannons. He's gonna lose traps.
Well, maybe I misjudged that at one spot. I thought the house was enough there. Losing the traps and bombard cannon in the second phase of the fight really hurt him. But still, 30 population ahead. Needs to make sure to not dive too deep into that castle, though.
Yeah, this castle is going to hold here for some time. But on the other hand, dogao is losing all of his army. Still without plus former, without Cavalier. And I think that hurts so badly for him.
Hand Cannoneers now the choice for dogao, and that seems like a lovely unit against X-Men Halberdier composition. Bombard Cannon now queued up as well, but not a lot of control from dogao at the south or at the top. TheMax setting himself up a bit more. Dogao still on the TC.
Yeah, like Max is preparing for a raid with Halberdiers and Kebdrams, and dogao has no idea that's happening. He has no vision on that part of the map right now.
Let's go into his POV. Indeed, no idea. Now he wants to expand, builds a castle up the hill, and that kind of actually allows the push to come in a tiny bit quicker. Not the most important thing. dogao still with lots of control in the center. Just feels like his tech was so late because he focused so much on the economy.
Yeah, he wants to go Hand Cannoneer Cavalier, which is an amazing combination, but takes so much time to get to.
And it's also incredibly costly when it comes to gold. Let's take a look. No upgrades on those Hand Cannoneers. And Bombard Cannon now dancing. Did get another 2 Bombard Cannons off TheMax though. And a third one. Hallelujah. dogao very active with that sniping.
Yeah, I mean, he's still taking good engagements, but now Max has Halberdiers and Kebdrams moving into his base. And dealing with that is going to be super painful, I think, for the dogao.
Let's take a look at the... Still, forward not spotted. Now the first ram out here. And so the attack is coming at the top. Bombard Cannon still dancing. Traps now in danger here. dogao with nice amount of siege.
Yeah, honestly, Max is losing his muscle in the middle. And dogao could have Bombard Cannons and traps here. And he could just start pushing Max's base.
God, so many good trades. I want to really see the killed value. 11k against 11k. So that is even. And Bombard Cannon finding more kills. He found just so much costly siege to get sniped. Hand Cannoneers diving in deep again. X-Men shouldn't really do too much. Fight for the bottom now.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. dogao is going to lose a few villagers. And I think the biggest problem for dogao right now is that he's getting pushed on the north. Just getting conscription. But now he can pretty much start raiding the base of Max as well, because he's getting light cav.
Now the switch even into Cavaliers. Where is this one coming? Oh, look at that. Very hidden tech switch here, dogao. What does he see? He has no idea about the stables. Knows about one monastery, and that one will take him by surprise. He's not building any Halberdiers at the moment. Actually, he's 9 on the queue.
Yeah, I think he might be able to hold against that. Max needs to wait a lot, and he could lose a lot of ground here. On the other hand, I mean, dogao still has those Halberdiers inside his base. He still doesn't see a single barracks. I don't think he even knows about the forward.
He is not really reacting. He did pull some villagers to deal with the ram there, but that was kind of it at that point.
Yeah, I feel like he just thinks that those are just random pikemen walking into his eco. Beautiful defense from Max, by the way, sniping the traps, and he's buying a lot of time for himself to get Paladin as well, I think.
Oh yeah, look at the resources. Nice observation there, and isn't going for chivalry, so might take quite some time. Goes only now for the second defense upgrade, so upgrades not that crazy on those. Halberdier numbers down to 11. Tries to fight off on the very top now. It feels like dogao is way more confident in the situation than he should be, because the Paladin switch will just come in so deadly.
Yeah, I mean, he's now cleaning up the northern part of his base, but if you compare Max's base to dogao's base, Max is pretty much fully vault, so raids are pretty hard to do against him, whereas for dogao, his base looks like a Swiss cheese.
Well, and not the pretty one. Probably the American fake Swiss cheese. X-Men now going in deep again. I'm just waiting for the Paladins to come in. Now 19 on the field. He moves forward 60% of the upgrade. And Castle is falling. Can he save that one? Bombard Cannon's doing a good job against the traps again. I think he can even save that castle.
Yeah, I think he will. He can snipe the Bombard Cannons, there's just one trap alive, and he's got 9 villagers repairing, so that's more than enough. And now dogao is in huge trouble.
Oh boy, chivalry now coming, so production will be crazy. 1 conversion is all he got. 180 population to 180, so that still looks good, but that was something that dogao was not expecting, caught him off guard quite nicely. Halberdier numbers not that crazy, goes for more villagers. You could argue that that's already an overboom, but that it's something you could probably say about both players.
Yeah, now Max lost a lot of villagers on gold, so replenishing those paladins is going to be very hard, but dogao is without +4 armor on those halberdiers, and he just doesn't have the numbers.
I'm a bit confused with something in my chat happening. Scum numbers not really existent. He goes for a hand cannon. Still has solid gold here, dogao, but now it's getting pushed at the bottom. That castle is not going to go up either. Oh, the Max. Can he find the kills? Does he see it? Just passing.
Yeah, he does, but if he sees that, that's -20, -30 villagers for dogao. Dogao loses the forward castle, so now it's just full-on push here from Max, and as much as it looked good for dogao, I feel like this just spiraled out of control. Max had an amazing defense.
Stopping the attack at the top. Halberdier now the full production. Resources still looking pretty hot for dogao. Economy still running as well. Bearded Axe now coming. Do we have elite throwing axemen here? Yes, we do. So it's basically the ideal army composition that the Max wants to go for. Bombard Cannon, Paladin, elite throwing axemen. But you kind of need paladins of your own to really combat that.
Yeah, but Max doesn't really have a huge amount of gold to work with right now, and he's getting it raided on the north. So dogao is still holding this one for now, and I feel like if dogao can just pressure this castle on the south and cut off Max from gold, even just temporarily, this could still turn around.
Some raids at the top. Bombard Cannon.
Look at the population. 160 versus 200, and
but how?
I think all that dogao needs is just like 3 traps to take that castle down, and suddenly this is anyone's game.
Okay, now 133 villagers. Maybe the Max deleted some, lost some. Look at his production. It's full axemen, like 15 more axemen in the queue. He's just waiting, and then he has an unstoppable army. Just compare the army value. It's close to double, and gold percentage is 41% to 11.
Yeah, like dogao is absolutely out of gold in terms of miners. All he has is just 1,000 gold in the bank, and he goes for Bracer and Hussar. But oh, Max is just gonna castle drop these buildings, and I don't think that dogao has enough to stop this. He's trying to just raid the gold miners right now.
Right at the top now, and well, those axemen, if you just jump into the castle, it's not that crazy. 2 traps still around, and we're going into a long game to start off the series. The Max now at pop 190, and army value is not even fair. Look at that, 7.5k against soon 2.5k, just mops all that stuff up, goes in for the raid, and population will get a massive switch now.
Yeah, this is not looking great for dogao anymore. Like, he threw away all these halberdiers trying to raid the gold miners, but this wasn't enough, and now he has nothing.
Axemen should even be able to deal with the traps at the bottom. Castle still being repaired. Not really having too much stone to continue that, but he might just get the snipe beforehand. Just so much more blue streaming in. Now the monastery is getting killed as well. No more bonus there on a unit that he wasn't building anyways. And yeah, Halberdier production, but I don't see the winning condition for dogao here.
Because there is none.
Okay.
There is just no win condition right now. He's got 50 idols, no villagers on gold. Max still has 4,000 of gold left over here. And he's got paladins running into the eco of dogao. Dogao is going to lose 30-40 villagers very soon.
Ay. What happened there? The game felt so even in Castle Age.
I feel like Max's defense was amazing. And dogao didn't have anything to deal with the halberdiers, so he had some very, very bad fights against those halberdiers and throwing axemen. And he just sacrificed a lot to kill Max's castle that is still standing. The other thing is that I love how Max stonewalled the northern part of his base. So dogao was never able to raid. He had the speed advantage. He just wasn't able to get any damage done with his cavalry. Because he was going for halberdiers, he couldn't use the relics. And Max could just make the tech switch and snowball this one.
I think dogao needed chemistry earlier, maybe hand cannoneers a bit earlier. And it just felt like such a waste and such a non-Lithuanian way to play. To have 20 or 25 knights in Castle Age and completely ignore that they exist, basically. No upgrades on them, didn't continue to produce for them, or them, and yeah, the Max could go for his desired army composition. Got the gold at the bottom, and then an unbeatable army. KD heavily in his favor.
Yeah, it was a huge, huge advantage. Other thing to point out is that dogao had the eco lead going into Castle Age, but because of Horse Color missing, he couldn't draw his TCs, and he just fell behind in eco because of that as well.
It's a tricky one, and one that if I was dogao or the Max would probably look over and try to analyze what really happened. Is it a tech switch? Was it the macro thing? The KD looked really brutal, but well, what can you do? If one player is going Halberdiers, the other one going Halberdier X-Men, it's never going to be pretty for you.
Yeah, it's very hard. This is one of the reasons why Franks are just so good in this tournament. So far, it was a 50% win rate for Lithuanians against Franks. That's going to drop a tiny bit.
And up next is Vikings against Malians. dogao loves those Malians. Very active. Heavily goes for cavalry with them. And the Max loves to go for archers, sit back at some pikemen. I think that we already have this matchup. You won't be able to tell me, but we certainly had Vikings. And we certainly had the Max looking pretty hot. I think it was against Chinese, though. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure. What I know for sure is that Vikings have played 2 games against Malians in this tournament, and they lost both. So, according to the statistics, this isn't looking great for Max.
Okay, well, let's see. I think mobility of Malians could be really nice. We can go for a lot of knights. Skirm switch an option. Then an imp, it will be tricky though. Not really having the greatest skirmishers against potentially Arbalest of the Max. And well, looking at the maps, we have relatively open golds here. I can see some woodlands that can be used for walling. On the other side, dogao, defensive gold, but not the easiest wall saw at the left hand side.
Yeah, I feel like dogao could just give up the left side of his base initially and just try to use the gold mine at the back, because then it's a relatively easy wall off, so he's going to be secure until Castle Age. Of course, he will need to expand, but he can play this one with very little walls and still be safe.
We will see. Man-at-Arm opening feels very reasonable for the Vikings player, and Malians can go for so many things. He can go for an archer defense, even if he feels like, yeah, the compact map should be used. Or he can go for scouts. He could go man-at-arms himself. Then obviously not having a lot of bonuses working for himself. Will be interesting to find out. It feels like dogao is the one that could potentially dictate this game.
Yeah, he definitely should. And he has 3 on wood. So it's more likely we're going to see scouts here. Whereas for Max, he's got 3 on wood, and he's not sending any to wood either.
I think with Malians, 3 on wood is not really an indicator for too much. Could have also just be usage of your cheaper buildings. Could still be a man-at-arm opening. He is building 2 houses, kind of indicating that he wants to wall in front of his main gold, though.
Yeah, he will do that. So what do you think about Vikings then with 3 on wood? Could it be a surprise scouts play from Max with Vikings? That would definitely be unexpected, but I think we have seen this once or twice already.
Yeah, I remember at least one game as well. Cito, for example, did it, right? And then we also nowadays have seen some man-at-arms plays with only 3 on wood. Especially like Viper is a guy that always sends 3 on wood. No matter if he goes scouts or if he goes man-at-arms, and only later adjusts a bit more.
The spawn of the players is super interesting, by the way. They're both on the northern part of the map, and you can see that the guy is looking for Max, but he cannot find him. He thought he's going to be on the left side, but nope, Max is not there.
And did he have any indicators? He sees his own... Is that his own deer? Am I confused? No, okay, it's neutral one. And yeah, no indicators at all where the Max could be. I think he could be mis-scouting quite a bit more. Now finds a relic. He can't get much smarter there.
Yeah, it's very hard. And on the other hand, Max is, I think... Oh, don't tell me he's gonna miss dogao's base. Is he? He's just gonna pass dogao's base. Again, no visual indicator for him.
Well, it's two ostriches there, right? So I feel like it's not unlikely that
Ooh,
his
yeah,
opponent will be
that's
there.
true. On the other hand, the third ostrich could be out there as well, and there is neutral huntables on this map, so huntables aren't necessarily a good indicator. He could just say that, okay, I didn't see this third one. But
Okay.
yeah, true.
Okay, now way more walls by dogao, and he will be pretty safe. Designs the base like you wanted to. And the max, still not on gold. Is that just defensive archers? Feels a bit like it. Look at that, second lumber camp. Before he builds the barracks.
Yeah, indeed. He's playing very, very defensive over here, but he doesn't have a safe gold mine right now. And for dogao, what is this? And yeah, that's going to be pretty similar. 21 pop fuel for both players.
Not on gold yet. It feels a bit like dogao will go for scouts here. Only has one lumber camp for now. Not really going on to gold. What are those villagers up to? Are they building a second lumber camp? Yes, they are. Pretty close together there. Could do some damage to the scout next to the TC. Or can he? Well, minimal damage. Oh,
He
what?
can.
Okay, less damage than I thought, actually.
So, yeah, it appears that Max is also gonna play scouts here. I don't think that this is going to be defensive archers. He doesn't have any villagers on gold right now, and you'd assume that he adds at least one or two by now if he wants to play with archers. I think this is a scouts play from Max.
Interesting. And, well, scouts play. Obviously, you still have an incredibly strong economy, but the big problem is you won't get bloodlines. So if we go into the massive scout v scout war, Malians will have the big advantage. Plus, a stable can be used so much better for Malians as well, going for full knights. An option that isn't great for Vikings.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Vikings will have a much, much better eco, as we talked about that, especially considering that I think you mentioned that the farm bug or the wheelbarrow bug is still in the game in this version, right?
I think in every version, right? Isn't
I'm
it?
not sure.
I think in the patch that we are playing on ladder at the moment, the bug is still out there as well.
I don't read patch notes, so
Okay.
I'm not sure about that, but
I'm craving them so much. Every single time there's a new patch, I'll read every single line of a patch note.
yeah, I've given up on trying to remember everything that has happened. I just have a horrible memory.
Okay. Yeah, apparently so do I. I already learned two things that I should have known before today. Well, feels nilly, man. TC a bit idle for dogao, but now queues up some more villagers. And indeed, it will be a scout war. Both players heavily focusing on creating their walls, though. dogao, yeah, looks set up, and I would be surprised if we see any villager losses here.
Yeah, it would be very, very surprising. And I think in the long run, this actually helps Max quite a bit because Max is going to have the better eco overall. And the appropriate thing here for the guy would be just to give up on this scout production once he sees that Max is fully walled.
He sees double spearman, yeah, that's already an indicator that it's going to be tough for him. Wall at the top, and dogao is increasing his walls at the front a bit more, wants to include his main gold, will obviously have a good vision. Goes for the gold in the back to begin with, though.
Yeah, I think that's the safe play here, and he can just slowly add houses, especially if Max isn't playing super aggressive. And right now, dogao has no chance to get inside Max's base, and Max might just go full boom into Castle Age here.
Which is obviously pretty lovely, right? And that's exactly how he played his other games in the first best of 5 they had. And every single game he looked so smooth. Both players fully walled, or dogao with small walls, not a lot of villager losses, and somehow just out macroed. And that's kind of a repeat of this game. It just feels like both players are playing so similar with what they want to achieve, but TheMax a bit cleaner and a bit sharper in his brain.
Now, dogao didn't go for a single spearman, I believe, and there is technically an opening on his walls, so Max might gamble on trying to run past the TC if he feels like he cannot use those scouts anywhere else.
And now the unfortunate thing is, dogao kind of needs to show his archers if he wants to deal with this. One villager needs to come over there and repair. She is running over indeed. And it will be double archer range before blacksmith, so he really knows, okay, we won't be fighting for quite some time. I need production now.
Yes, surprising that dogao is not making a single spearman. Even if he just adds one, that should be scaring away the scouts from Max. It's just 3 scouts with no upgrades. So into the single spearman cane now that is coming in.
Yeah, the thing
And
is
he
though,
should have no trouble defending.
why are you building the spearmen? Like, scaring them away, you shouldn't really get any hits in. And you're scaring them away by going archer ranges as well. Or, now I know why he's building the spearmen. He doesn't want to show you the archer ranges.
Yeah, I think that he wants to go for crossbows here and probably forward siege workshop mangonels.
Will he be up faster though? I think it will be relatively even timing.
He will probably not be faster up, but on the other hand, Max is just making his first range, so he's gonna have better archer numbers.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. We have 3 archers out against 2 archers now, third one in production. And maybe a bit too little on gold here, Mr. dogao. Only 6, normally you want to see 8 with the generic civilization. Malians could make an argument for 7, but was lacking that a bit. Also didn't really have the 200 gold to click up. So, although he had double archery range, his production was actually behind. Or even.
Yeah, it hurts quite a bit for him, but I like that he's scouting what Max is doing, sees the archer ranges. So I wonder if he's gonna mix in some skirms here and go for a mixture of archers and skirms.
Spearman now, as you predicted, scaring the 3 scouts away. I think it's just full crossbow. Why would you add in skirms? They aren't really scaling too well. It's not like we are facing mass amount of archers yet. We're only producing now, so you want to use your archer ranges, and I think it's just simple crossbow v crossbow.
Yeah, it could be, and Max is a way better production. He has both archer ranges working at the same time, whereas dogao had a lot of idle time, so right now it's 5 archers for dogao. Max already has 4, 5, 6 archers, and he was later with his archer ranges.
Spearman not really getting another hit off. And what does the Max see of the base? He's just annoying, forcing some time there. Now sends the 4 archers around, but he can simply get away, right? Is it such a big thing by dogao that he did hide it?
Not really, especially because I think Max expects it. Like, there's 2 things that dogao can do here, either continue with knights or switch into archers. And I'm pretty sure Max has archers on his mind as well.
Okay, let's take a look. Archers are now coming out. It is 8 archers v 4 archers. Upgrades are coming in. He needs to focus down the archers. Goes for the scouts first. Loses 1 archer here most likely. And the Max actually gets a lot out of his feudal age army. Oh, this should never happen.
Yeah, this is a great fight for Max. He has just used those scouts perfectly to soak up damage. And dogao tried to take that fight before Max gets his upgrades, but he wasn't able to and ends up losing a lot of archers for just a few scouts killed.
Yeah, 2 archers lost, lots of HP lost there as well. And the Max now knows about everything. That was so good for him. I think dogao maybe needs to wait for his own upgrades.
Yeah, he definitely needs to. He's going for fast ballistics just like Max, but Max can squeeze in a second TC. He also adds knights. dogao also second TC, but no knights from him.
Wants to rush ballistics here is Mr. dogao. Let's take a look. Maybe couldn't knock at the front door there. I think dogao might be out of position. I think the Max could maybe break through there. I think dogao needs to delete his own walls and get back into defensive stance.
Yeah, exactly. He's doing that right now. Those knights won't really change a lot of things in this battle. No extra armor, no bloodlines, so they will die pretty easily through crossbows. The ballistics is going to be faster for dogao, so he might be able to take a good fight here if he micros it well.
Knight instantly going down. Shouldn't be the biggest thing. I think you should just focus down on the crossbows there. The knight will never do anything, as you said. He has 12 crossbows against 10 crossbows. Now trying to chase down. Max just running, waits for his own ballistics, and then probably wants to re-engage. Unless dogao finds him before that.
Yeah, that's actually great for dogao. Downhill's advantage as well, both players with the same armor.
Finds nice amount of kills. Nice amount of kills indeed.
Oh,
Finds
that
5
was beautiful.
crossbows.
And Max has some more crossbows at the back of his base. Now has the hill, but that's not enough crossbows for Max, I believe.
Oh yeah, Max mismicroing there as well, and all of a sudden, crossbow numbers looking at 13 versus 6. Can he maybe get those villager kills? Uh-oh, this looks ugly for the Max. He needs to
boy.
run.
That's one TC denied, but even worse, Max is gonna lose a lot of villagers here trying to deny this. There's a hole.
Oh yeah, he couldn't really build it. 3 HP, or 3 villagers with very low HP. Snipes all 3 of them. Will go for a 4th one. Indeed gets 4. Still villagers at the top. All of a sudden, dogao is 6 villagers ahead, and still lots more army to come.
Yeah, beautiful. Max has to run away right now. I love how dogao just saw the lumber camp and knew exactly that the villagers will be running away from there. And somewhat of a mistake, I would say, from Max that he didn't try to like rebuild that wall and trap those crossbows in there.
Well, it wasn't easy, right? You always lose the villager then. He's just trying to run away. Loses one more. Loses one more villager only. And now kills most of the other crossbow. Oh, even jumps into the TC to be faster there with the chase. Lovely.
Yeah, that was nice, but if you look at the villager count now, this is a little bit scary. 7 villagers advantage for dogao, even though he does not have hand card, but still.
What is the Max doing? Jumping in and jumping out there, but still taking some losses. I think this might be a move of the future, but not the execution there that we wanted to have. 6 villager leads, but still hand card behind. Economy is relatively even. Crossbow count 11 to 14. This is far from over.
Yeah, but look at Max's eco. He's at 11 on food for 3 TCs. Even with hand card, that is like borderline sufficient. Max might not have the food eco to keep all 3 TCs working.
Aggressive siege workshop there. 17 farmers should be enough, or 16 farmers for dogao. Now adds his 30C here, so looks pretty solid. And now just full crossbow man. What do you want to open? Mangonel, Ram, or Scorpion?
Definitely not Scorpion. I would make an argument for a Ram right now to try and take down those archer ranges.
Some dances here. Hill control still for dogao. Goes for the Mangonel himself. Could have gone for the archer ranges. The problem is then one knight can clean up the ram, and if you send your crossbows over, you're giving up that hill. So Mangonel, potentially the better choice here. Now goes for Thumpering as well, and then he should win those fights quite nicely.
Yeah, it's great. In fact, his resources are looking a lot better, so he could probably squeeze in +2 armor as well. And +2 armor, Thumbring, Mangonel support. This is going to be very tough for Max to fight against.
Second Mangonel in the queue. On the other side, Siege Workshop was built at the right-hand side, now rebuilt at the left-hand side. Needs to rush out some Mangonels himself. Is sitting at only 50 wood though. Not going to be the prettiest one. Pulled some villages away from the farm. The Max, this is not an easy defense.
Yeah, this is very hard in Bloodlines for dogao. So
he loves that.
He wants to mix in a few knights, I believe. I don't think this is going to be a full switch into knights.
I think it's going to be Castle Age, Jordan. I think it makes a lot of sense, right? Your opponent is open. You know you will do damage. It's impossible for him to wall. You kept the army numbers low. Knights feel so good now.
Yeah, exactly. And if you consider that, like in Imperial, Malians will struggle against the Arbalest and Siege Ram play, I think this is perfectly fine for dogao. Idles a lot of villagers, and now it's a 16 village lead for him.
Okay, first time we see the Mangonel dance. Let's take a look what can happen here. The Max, can he get the double kill? Feels like it. Is not going for the lead. Gets one quite easily. dogao not looking at it and dodges the second shot.
Indeed he does. But right now it's a way better eco for dogao. Little flanking force from Max over here to try and harass that gold mine. He could pick off 1 or 2 villagers.
Oh, you think so? Lost one crossbow.
It looked like it.
Yeah, I thought so as well. But unfortunate there that not every crossbow did hit. And
Max is taking the hill.
Is he though? Looks like it. Mangonel, nice dance there. The other Mangonel gets a shot off and... Nice splits, nice splits. But loses so many villagers at the stone in the meantime.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this was worth it. I like how he's keeping those free crossbows at dogao's base just to harass the food lines. But yeah, right now the eco isn't looking great. Oh boy.
Oh, let's take a look at that split. Not going to be too pretty. Crossbows around here chasing this one. I think dogao, the fight on the hill might be an option, but Mangonel's shot is coming in. He splits away, goes for it. Now Mangonel 4 HP, gets the kill. Thumbring is helping out so much in this spot. Meanwhile, Knight's not clearing up at the bottom. I'm a bit surprised by that. Is dogao still trying to hide his tech here? Ui.
Yeah, I think he does. This wasn't a great fight for dogao, which is surprising because he had Thumbring and plus Storm. And look at the resources for Max. dogao needs to finish him off very soon, otherwise Max is gonna go imp. But that's a lot of knights, and if he gets +2 armor in here, he could just run in and start killing villagers because there is nothing that Max can do to stop it.
Oh, I desperately want to see the second defense upgrade. We see the Max flirting with Imperial Age. I think he needs to go back with his crossbows. Gold Shaft Mining is coming in. Needs to run here.
Yeah, he needs to run away right now because that's a lot of knights. Monastery is going to be the response, but I don't think that you can mass monks fast enough to deal with that many knights. That's my concern here.
Tonic Knight, thanks for 5 gifted subs. Gets some crossbows, gets the Mangonel. Could dive in further. On the way to Imperial Age now, military count 10 to 10. Not the craziest numbers. Got some more crossbows at the front. What TC is he going imp with? It is his main TC, so no pressure on that one for now. Is sitting on 4 TCs. More villagers, 6 crossbows, 2 spearmen at the moment to his name.
Yeah, dogao has one of his stables idle. I feel like he either needs to go himself or needs to commit a little bit more to the production because having one stable idle here hurts so badly. He needs to finish Max off very fast.
3 stable production, 2 of them, or 1 of them pretty far back. Now goes for another archery range. Is he adding skirmishers? That feels so weird.
Yeah, that's very bad. I feel like he just commit to more knights. Now, being honest, Max is going to be imp and he's gonna have 10 army.
That's the ideal scenario, right? Then you can't really upgrade them. Now some more pikemen, TC, 400 HP. Mangonel again gets a nice sniper off crossbow. Can't really find the kills. What is that? A monk? Now it builds the defensive castle. That one should go up. Let's take a look how many villagers can be saved. Looks like most of them should escape.
Yeah, he even friendly fires some of his knights over here. Nice positioning of the monk over there, gets a conversion in. Is it going to be straight berserk here from Max?
I don't think so. He has 13 farmers at the moment. I think he's trying to survive with I don't know. What does he have? He has 1 crossbow, 1 knight, 2 pikemen, 1 monk.
Yeah, and honestly, here, if he just goes pikeman, dogao can go for champ scars. And look at dogao's resources. He's going to be imping here as well. 20 villagers is 20 villagers advantage.
Oh yeah, knights are coming in here. dogao with the nice aggression. Will continue finding some villager kills. I honestly would have loved to see a full castle age committal by him, but yeah, he saw, okay, I did a lot of damage. You now get the defensive castle up and is thinking better of it. The Max, the ballsy guy that he is, even expands again, goes for another mining camp. And the follow-up by dogao should be...
It's elite skirms apparently. Although now he's going squire, so it should be champ scars finally. But Max doesn't have eco right now. He's got 8 villagers on food, so he cannot even mass pikemen. But I think that is what he's trying to do.
Is it maybe Gebetos?
It could be. I mean, it's not really a horrible idea. But
Yes.
right now, I don't think that Max is gonna have any army to kill, to be honest.
Yeah, it looks like he is indeed going for the champion direction here. Skirmishers now moving out, and I think for Gebetos he needed more than 5 on stone. Finally, a bit on the map, wants to pick up some relics. All 5 relics at the bottom of the map. As I said, both players more on the top or right-hand side. And the Max, he just ignores army production. Look at that, 15 villagers in the queue, not a single military unit in the queue.
Yeah, he's gonna go conscription, but conscription for what? as dogao is going to have all the time in the world to get up into Imperial, get supplies, and he could just steamroll everything with Champ Scars and Trebs. He can just take down the castles, and then Vikings don't really have a lot to deal with those. Finally, Berserks are in for Max, but without any upgrades, basically.
Nikov saying, yeah, the Max has been watching my overbooms lately. Well, looks a bit like it. And, well, Nikov, best of luck for your set later on against Leary. Or later on. It's actually coming up right after this. Going to be a pretty sweet one for sure. Berserker account soon at 4. Doesn't excite me too much, but obviously would be great against Champions of Malians.
Yeah, it would be great, but you need the castles to produce them, so that's going to be a significant bottleneck. And just look at Max's eco. He's trying to get some defensive castles up. In previous game, he had some very nice defenses, but I'm not sure if he can pull this one off here. He's just so low on military.
Lots of resources for dogao here. Again goes for crop rotation. What is happening here? Really have to ask him what he thinks about this upgrade. A lot of people, like, especially after a famous Spirit of the Law video, saying, okay, it's very rarely worth it in 1v1s if games are not going into the super late game. But dogao, maybe, well, willing to set himself up for exactly that. Now one trap out. Where's the third castle here of the Max? Oh, very far in the back. He still wants to play the very long game, so maybe it's the right approach.
Yeah, he definitely wants to, but I mean, those Berserks are so under-upgraded, and if you take a look at what Dogao's massing here, it's just going to be a flood of swordsmen very soon. And Malians also have hand cannon, if I'm not mistaken, so...
Pretty sure, yeah.
Like, Champ Scar hand cannon here can work, because I'm not sure if Max can afford a switch back into Arbalest.
Gold control, obviously way better when it comes to the extra gold for dogao then. And the relic count is still 0-0. That's a bit underwhelming. Let's take a look. Snipe against the trap is not going to happen. 200 swordmen, still lacking some upgrades there. Last tech upgrade, obviously not an option for Malians, but last defense upgrade should still fly in.
Yeah, indeed. I really loved how Max was just willing to go out and snipe the trap, and then he saw Dogao's swordsman, and he was like, no.
Is taking back into champions an option now for the Max, or is he too far committed into those berserks? Elite berserk tech, so yeah, he has to go for it.
Yeah, I think that he doesn't have time to tech into champion. Like, the problem with that switch is that it takes a lot of time to get all those upgrades right after each other. This is a little bit greedy from dogao here, I believe. But I think he can afford it because Max doesn't really have a lot. Or can he afford it? That was an awful fight for dogao.
Yeah, I think he just threw away like 10-15 champions there. Still has reasonable numbers, so it's not the worst thing in the world, but still would have loved to see not giving the Max any chances of a snowball there, who's now moving in, and those berserks should just eat the champions.
Yeah, it's getting scarier and scarier. On the other hand, though, Max is losing his goldman on the right side, so he could be exposed to some light cav raids. I think dogao could just go for Farimba light cav if he has the resources for it, and just raid Max's eco here quite hard.
Champion still now taking the engagement. Axeman, wrong game, and Berserkers are now taking the fight, but I think they're so heavily outnumbered that this one will be even at best. It looks like dogao is even winning this one after he lost his castle. This one should be dogao's game.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe if Max waits until he gets iron casting, then it could have been different, but it's +1/+2 against +2 +4 basically, so that wasn't a great fight, but if he doesn't take this fight, he loses the castle. I feel like dogao played this one super nice, and the Voyager kills in like middle castle age really made the difference.
I think that indeed was the moment where dogao suddenly got heavily ahead. And I'm surprised that the Max was that ballsy to build that TC on the outside. He had no idea where the army is. And from there on, dogao had full control. And actually, no, he did know where the army is, right? He just lost most of it. He just lost his crossbows. And then still went out to build the TC.
Yeah, I think so. But, I mean, he did so much damage to Max, and his castle age pressure was good enough to kill Max's army. So Max was imp, but Max had no army in Imperial, so dogao could just catch up.
Lovely stuff here. Surely. And series will be 1-1. So dogao, at least a better performance than in the first time they faced each other, which was 2 weeks ago, right? Yeah, something like that. And dogao with the higher villager numbers in the end. Economy is relatively even. Now the question is, what civilizations are we still going for? TheMax still has Aztecs as his option, and dogao still Khmer and Chinese, so they have their strong picks still left.
Yeah, true. I feel like Max could go for Berbers as well. Celts could be on his mind, but I think Aztecs is something that he will definitely have to use. On the other hand, I'm not sure about dogao. Like, that Indian pick is a little bit confusing for me still. I could see dogao trying to play Chinese here because he won with Malians, which is a very versatile civ, and Chinese are very similar to Malians in that aspect.
Also, Khmer can technically play full crossbow knight in Castle Age as well. Especially dogao, who is a guy that often loves to add some more knights. I think those civilizations really complement him. Still questioning Indians or Mongol play for him. That's going to be a tougher task. And we are going into what I believe a very fortunate matchup for dogao. If we jump into game number 3 here, it is Mongols against Celts.
Ooh, this is interesting. I mean, both of these are interesting, and the dogao is coming forward for a lame here. He was unfortunate. He didn't bump into a single sheep, despite the fact that he just passed 2 over there on the front. And I think you discussed it with Tristan that the boars tend to spawn at the back of the base, so laming is very hard.
Yeah, back or side. And it felt to me that those players didn't put any spec delay on how far we are in this game already here. 2 minutes, 15 seconds for me. And, well, talking about the map's defensive gold here for TheMax, all 3 at the same spot. And not the easiest angle to defend for him.
Yeah, definitely not. All 3 of those goals at the same time. And also, Max was very unlucky scouting his base. dogao stole 2 sheep, and just before Max went there to scout that part. So Max doesn't know that he lost 2 sheep right now. He's going to figure it out, but he has no idea. So he's not even searching for those stolen sheep yet.
Pushing in some of the zebras. Now TheMax, and it is kind of okay, right? If you have -2 sheep, if you push in 1-2 zebra, you're all good again. And that looks like potentially a barracks before mill. No, goes to double house. Okay, so it will be a normal mill build with 3 on wood.
Yeah, I think so as well. Do you think Man at Arms is the legit play here for Max with this type of a base layout? Celtic Man at Arms have been pretty convincing in King of Deserts so far.
Yeah, absolutely. And we have seen a lot of people fall to them. We have seen, especially in the early rounds, people going for massive man-at-arm plays. And I think they could be tricky, but also Mongols can be early there. And maybe it's just a play by TheMax to go for the Taro approach. Just pop 18, pop 20, something in that ballpark. Try to get 1-2 defensive archers out. And then those man-at-arms aren't doing too much anymore.
Yeah, I would also think that if you are dogao, you might consider a fast few archers play, because honestly, Celtic men-at-arms are sort of a decent way to try and deal with the scouts play. If you just send them forward, dogao might need to defend with his scouts if he goes for those, and then he's going to have to take some kind of inefficient trades against the men-at-arms. So I feel like it could be better for dogao to play with archers, but he only has 3 on wood.
Yeah, well, it is still a long shot there. We will see some approaches. He has a relatively compact map, so maybe can even wall before that one. We will see. He, as I said, like, I was really impressed how he designed his bases in in the first 3 games 2 weeks ago, and never really had any losses. He only fell behind in Castle Age, at least that's what I felt. Is playing a pop 18 Feudal Age, no villager on gold, and that's just going to be a scout opening.
Yeah, this is super, super aggressive. On the other hand, the Max is just going for barracks over here, but he's nowhere close to clicking up into Feudal Age.
A bit surprising to me is that can't be a Drush, right? He isn't going for any villagers on gold. No, just an early barracks, and he will simply play pop 21. Men-at-arms there, no surprise. And yeah, the big question will be, how will dogao transition out of this one? Goes for scouts and walls the backside and small walls his berries in a spot where I think I would have liked to already go for the big walls.
Yeah, definitely. It's not really a super challenging big wall for dogao. And I really love how he's pushing in all of his zebras, so really using every bit of that Mongol's advantage that he has. He will be fully walled on the right side very soon, with the exception of the berries. And for Max, Max is going for the militias, adding some farms quite early on here. This is a little bit surprising. I think he now noticed that he is down by 2 sheep, and that's why he's doing that.
People often do that if they only play one lumber camp, which he apparently wants to do here. And scout fight now better for dogao. He's in feudal age, so more damage output. The Max couldn't really run because dogao obviously runs faster, reaching feudal age there. And men-at-arms now moving out, or for now militia. And the big question is, what can they really achieve?
Technically, dogao's wood line is open, and it's not super easy to quick wall that one because of the elevation. Berries are also open. Just one villager is walling out of the 4. On the other hand, I think dogao might expect this man-at-arms play over here, just based on the uptime, and he's going to see the militias in a moment as well.
Okay, now the first wall, low HP there. Villager is coming over, gets some more HP on it though. Pulls the villagers away instantly. That's a bit surprising to me. Could have maybe made some walls happen. Stable is producing. He soon has 3 scouts on the field. Can he break in there? We had some quick wall attempts. Oh, this is tricky for the Max. Okay, he should get home with this villager.
Yeah, he should, but this still leaves a big opening on the left side of the base, and I mean, dogao doesn't necessarily need those berries in like a short term. He has horse color, so he can add some farms. He still has some sheep to play with, and if he can just keep up the pressure on Max's base, he could pick up 1 or 2 villagers here.
How does he still have like 3.5 sheep left? That's just crazy.
He pushed in 4 deer. He stole 2 more sheep, so I think that is pretty much it. And he also went up the feudal very fast, so he didn't consume those. Like, we are at just 11 minutes right now.
Okay, yeah, maybe with the quick up times that those two played, it felt a bit faster. dogao now adding his archer range, probably wants to go for 1-2 archers to scare that away. Probably 1 archer, then skirmishers. Is not on gold yet. dogao did pick off 1 villager, still annoying with the scouts. Might even find another villager kill here. Oh, that was ambitious by the Max.
Yeah, that was very ambitious, and that could be another villager killed indeed.
So, front.
Interesting that dogao is not going for a single archer here. He's just going for skirms completely, not even adding a single archer. But right now he's doing a lot of damage to Max's eco.
Oh, let's take a look. dogao, is he going for another villager kill? Yes, he is, and that might be 3 villager kills here. A scout is dying in exchange, 2 scouts dying, 3 scouts dying in exchange. Ooh, now it gets tricky to answer if that was worth it.
Yeah, because that would have been my question. Was it worth it?
And I don't know. It just feels like scouts, now that he's completely walled, would probably not do too much, but it's easier to clear up with them. Still not on gold. Oh, and overchopped at the top. That is so ugly.
Yeah, in the meanwhile, Max is gonna potentially lose another villager here on the left side with the walls. So dogao just has some idle time. Might lose no villagers. Max loses another one on the left side, though.
Oh god, 3 ahead now. So it was 4 villagers sniped, men-at-arms. Again, taking some shots from the TC, but not too much. And the greed by dogao, that he simply didn't want to go for an archer, is playing skirms only to keep himself at the 50 gold to get fletching. But he doesn't have the blacksmith, so he isn't really getting fletching after all.
Yeah, this is so weird. Like, I'm not sure if this is greed or he just forgot about the fact that he could make an archer right now.
I think it is greed.
Well, greed or not greed, he's still 4 villagers ahead. He had some idle time, but 4 villagers is 4 villagers.
Wheelbarrow now coming in for dogao. Resources look way better for the Max. A bit surprising that he is floating that amount here. Celt economy apparently pretty solid, is now fully walled, and the big question is how he wants to play after this one. The base design of the Max, well, a bit better, I would say. He is not fearing any attacks. Yeah, some low HP wards at the front, but dogao still open at the gold, only now walling the right hand side.
Yeah, this is going to be a very, very good Castle Age time for Max. I think he's playing a little bit greedy over here. This is pretty much Men-at-Arms and then Castle Age right away from him. And probably Castle Age and Knights and forward Siege Workshop, I would say.
Sounds like the Max indeed, and that's how he played against Viper as well with his Celt game there. I think against Byzantines it was, something like that. And yeah, just feels very likely. The question though, and that's where the village or the scout kills are coming in really handy, right? Because if dogao has 4 scouts out, it's impossible to overlook forward villagers. 1 scout can easily miss them.
Yeah, true. Do you think that dogao could consider adding 1 or 2 more scouts if he feels like there could be a forward coming his way? Because there will be a forward coming his way if Max clicks up right now. Oh, he's missing the building. He's missing the second building here.
Ooh, rushing out the blacksmith now. Not rushing out a stable. That's a bit of an interesting choice. He's now going for the 3rd lumber camp, 2nd wood line. And to answer your question, I think dogao should focus on Castle Age and then probably add another scout, yes.
Now, dogao is playing this a little bit too greedy, I believe. He's going to add 3 villagers on stone before clicking up, so he wants to go straight Mangadai, but his Castle Age time is going to be rather slow because of this.
I think he needs a market. I think that could have helped out really well. Now for archers, the defense skirmishers are going forward. I see the sneaky villager moving to the right-hand side.
Yeah, and there is no lions to kill it. So I wonder where Max wants to place that siege workshop at. There isn't really any great hills, as Max is gonna kill 2 more villagers.
Oh,
Disaster.
That was really unfortunate for dogao. Pathing wasn't great, archers a bit out of position, and he did send all those skirmishers across the map to, I'm not sure, intercept or something, but those archers really should have stopped that. That's like, he worked so hard to not have any villager losses, and then still lost 2.
Yeah, that's very bad. He's gonna have a horrible Castle Age time compared to Max, and he even lost his final scout here to a spearman that he killed with the skirms. So yeah, he absolutely has no vision right now, and Max is gonna have a very sneaky. Is it going to be like an edge of the map building? I think that was Viper versus Max games as well.
Yeah, it absolutely was. And, well, we will see about that. Still would have loved... Oh, now he is building the stable. 1 stable alone is doing so much against some skirmishers. dogao, look at that. Spreading his archers. Tries to find something. Oh, barely missing that siege workshop. Archers were just missing here. And, oh, that's actually a hole between the house and the palisades.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he sees that. It's very, very hard to spot, but indeed there is a hole, and knights could do so much damage, even though these knights only have +1 armor and no bloodlines. So dogao might need to go camels instantly.
dogao sees the siege workshop now. Lovely scout. And intercepts the spearman as well. So he has all the tools. And honestly, with the amount of stone that he already has, he can easily build a defensive castle. I don't think the Max will do anything here.
Yeah, and with a defensive castle that Mangonel push is doomed, now he's gonna lose all his skirms here to just a single knight, so that's rather inefficient for him. And we're gonna have a monastery, even double layer side walls are coming. dogao is going to be open from the north still. There is a hole right by the wood line that he does not scout.
But the Max isn't trusting it either. Oh no, is he? Is he? Oh, he clicks in. Oh, the knight just... He was in, but he clicked him back again. Oh.
Oh yeah, I don't think that he sees it either. It's very hard to spot. No crossbow upgrade from dogao, but he's got 0 on food.
Oh, he killed the lion and killed 2 spearmen with it. What happened there? Oh, the Max, the Punisher. Oh, got it.
He was like, I don't need those spearmen now.
Apparently. Another barracks at the front, and the Max will get the very bad news. Oh, that will be ugly. And Mangudai could be so lethal here.
Yeah, and also if those crossbows just move forward, even with just crossbow upgrade, without Botkin, they could do some damage to Max's base. Max is only on 2 TCs. And speaking of not needing those spearmen, he immediately goes for a pikeman upgrade after killing those 2 spears.
Oh, but did cancel it afterwards, or what am I seeing here? Okay, no, he just finished, okay. And no Mangudai production for now. That's a bit surprising to me. It goes for crossbow upgrade. Am I behind? No, I'm not.
No, you are not. I think it's just a little bit messy eco for the guy right now. Like, Rush is up at TC with 17 wheels, only 3 on food. Tries to break into the base of Max here. No reaction from Max right now. And all Max could do is send a few knights back.
Not going to be easy to defend against those crossbows. Against 10 crossbows, you kind of need to send like 4 knights with +1/+1, no bloodlines. I think 3 are just melting, no?
Yeah, although these crossbows do not have botkins, so you might actually get away with a little bit weaker force. And also, Max lost a mangonel on the right side of the Gao's base, and now the crossbows are in, even though it's without ballistics.
Ay. No botkin. It's really surprising. But, well, economy is really low. 7 on food versus 3 on food at the moment. And indeed now 3 knights trying to take this fight. And as you mentioned earlier, without botkin, that could actually be a thing. And, well, I still think numbers might be enough. Okay, it's actually an even trade.
Yeah, it's just an even trade. But in the meanwhile, dogao took quite a lot of hits on his gold mine as well. He's behind by 10 villagers now. No boso. So his eco is super weak behind this one. He needs to count on the Mangudai to carry this game for him.
4 HP. Sorry, I had to watch the full fight there. I was so curious who wins this. And yeah, you said 10 villagers behind. Yeah, simply because he didn't have the food economy there. Was pushed away from the last 99 food of his berries. Now drops CC number 3. Still, okay, maybe he can get onto those extra zebras. That's lovely.
Yeah, but still 3 TCs with 9 on food, no botkin for those Mangudai. On the other hand, he's gonna have a huge mobility advantage with the Mangudai, and he could just raid the wood line of Max. Max doesn't really have a lot of safe wood lines.
Let's take a look at the next steps here. Max is maybe a defensive siege workshop might be a thing. To somehow get some mangonels out to defend.
Could be. I think the guy wants to hit the gold mine, but doesn't know about the TC, so I'm not sure if he can actually break in there. And Max is just booming once again.
Trying to get the kill there, not really happening. Moves away. Here is dogao, all good. The Max even sending his villager across the map. Now arriving back at his home base. And villager lead now up to 15. Loses a Mangudai.
Yeah, those are very, very costly losses right now. I think dogao wants to play this one Castle Age, pretty much Castle Age all in once again.
Dogao?
Because he's like, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it's not like he's gonna be up to Imperial anytime soon. He's got 11 on food. He still has 9 villagers on stone, so this is an intention that he wants to drop a second castle. Maybe he wants a forward castle if Max is playing this greedy and doesn't make any military.
I think he just wants to play the boom game and just lets Mangudai win the game. The only thing, it's like just a castle in front of his secondary gold there to protect his second and third TC and just wait for Mangudai to win the game.
Yeah, but he already lost the boom game here, 20 villagers behind his opponent.
Yeah, but his opponent can only break him with traps, right? And if you're active with Mangudai on the map, your opponent should never get traps in your face.
True. I think dogao is gonna play aggressive here, though. He's pulling villagers, and I think he wants to castle drop those golds. Remember, all of those golds are at the same spot.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's so true. Well, we realized that earlier. The question is if dogao realized that. Well, finds the monk there. And yeah, he just built the castle in what I feel no man's land. Yeah, I don't like that castle at all.
Yeah, I feel like if he wants a Mangudai factory, he should just place at the back of his base, like Max did in the previous game. If he wants to win the game with it, I could have made an argument for trying to castle drop all 3 of those golds, because then suddenly things aren't great for Max.
I also think the hill in the castle in the center to pressure the stone a bit could have been an option. Simply because if you pressure both stones, your opponent will never get onto traps, and you need traps to break a Mongol player.
Yeah, certainly. But yeah, this castle is a little bit too passive for me, considering how much behind dogao is in terms of resources and in terms of potential imp time. Although Max only has 5 on gold. So those manga guys are really doing the work at pushing away Max from gold.
30 villager difference now, Lidakor. That's just crazy.
Yeah, I feel like dogao already lost the boom wars here, so imagine if he dropped the castle on those golds. I don't think Max could have stopped it, and then Max is without gold.
Okay, let's take a look. More Mango Dice now being active. Tries to intercept those knights. We'll find some solid kills. Still no ballistics from him, so not the craziest kills. And I think he can find more kills. And the Max, without going for any army, it feels like dogao is not punishing enough.
Yeah, absolutely not. He could just keep raiding those gold mines. He has enough Mango Dye to just break into the base here and start killing villagers. And if you take a look at the neutral gold mine right side of Max's base, even that one is contestable by Mango Dye. So really, dogao could just push away Max from all gold here.
Okay, now the first castle by the Max at the left-hand side. Some villagers should fall there. No ballistic hurts so much. I think he should get so many more kills than he is.
Yeah, and he has the resources for ballistics, by the way. So I'm not sure.
Now sees some knights. Shouldn't be too scared of those. What is he doing? How deep is he diving?
He's just trying to pick off villagers here, but I don't think he can stop that castle. I think with ballistics it would have been impossible.
Gets out of there alive with all of them. And oh, this could be very problematic. Those Mango Dice are moving in. I fear a double ground attack coming. Oh, let her hold my hand.
Oh boy.
One shot.
Oh, that's a nice one. Husbandry's on the way right now for dogao. On the other hand, if he micros this right, he can just kill those mangoes, and then once again, Max's gold is open, and Max only has 5 on gold. The only reason why he's not going imp here is because he doesn't have gold.
How are market prices? Let's take a quick look at that. Wood already massively sold and food bought, so prices aren't pretty.
Yeah, prices aren't pretty, and I feel like Max will probably sell his stone to go up here. 26 on stone, and now he's going Imperial, gets Scale Mail.
Seems like mass halberdiers is the answer here, at least the plan for the Max dogao. Takes a look at the right hand side, sees okay, you didn't produce anything there for quite some time with this Mango Dye. Oh, Mango Dye's now taking one hit, taking a ground attack.
Punished right now. One mango goes down.
Oh,
there
big
is another
rated
one
gold.
going down, and that's the gold mine gone. That could be all the gold miners dead.
Oh, it will be at least some solid losses here, and all of a sudden, villager difference was at 30 at one point, now it's at 10.
Yeah, and look at the guy's resources. He's going to be imp a little bit later than Max, but once again, what is Max going to have in Imperial? Just nothing.
Is he going for... how does he have so many knights? I'm a bit surprised. Mango Dye diving in deep.
+1/+1, no bloodlines. That's again a lot of villagers dying and a huge amount of idle time for Max as well.
In timing, and that's what I said earlier, right? When we were in the loading screen. I think Mango Dye are just such a good unit against Celts that I think Mongols in general kind of are a counter to them. Castle is going up. dogao didn't overcommit there. Oh, might lose some Mango Dyes here. That hurts a bit. 2 down.
Yeah, he's got a lot of low HP Mango Dye, so I think 1 or 2 monks could be extremely helpful here to just keep those numbers high.
Relic count is 1-1 at the moment. Still 1 grabbed up here by the Max. 2 relics still up for grabs in the, well, more Max territory, I would say. Another group of Mango Dye going for the raid, and they might find some kills again at the top here. Ooh.
Yeah, that's great. dogao took a kind of bad fight on the right side of his base, though, because Max is still making pikemen to harass him, and he just fought against them with a Mango Dye, but doesn't matter, all those villagers could die for Max.
Some losses indeed, and while we are back to 10 villager lead, it's 4 against 40 so not the greatest macro when it comes to the villager production by dogao, but he's just very, very active when it comes to killing villagers. Now we are just waiting for the elite Mangodai upgrade while we get the aggressive castle by TheMax in the center.
Yeah, that's a super aggressive castle, and something that dogao does not see.
Oh, that's so close. How does he not see that one? Just some outpost there. He had all the map control. That's something that should never ever happen. And another castle by TheMax here. He is just expanding so well. But
I think that's gonna be a doubt castle on the right side.
Might be a very special one indeed. Patrol is now coming in, and yeah, that's going to be at least 10 dead villagers. Oh no, he pulls instantly again.
Yeah, but that castle isn't gonna go up, and look at Max's wood income as well. He's just got a so massive eco. Look at that wood line.
Oh yeah, at the front. Man. Oh, the farmers there. Oh god, that looks so ugly. Left-hand side is not looking pretty either. The big problem though... Oh, actually, there's not a single trap in production.
Because the dogao doesn't see the castle. Now he sees it, and he's gonna go for Mangodai here.
From either player. Like, TheMax had that castle as well, and isn't going for any traps.
I think Max is just busy not dying right now, because he's getting raided from all directions.
It's going to be a rough one. Indeed, Mangodais are deep in his base as well. dogao now 10 population ahead. Didn't really think that we would say that at this game at some point. But yeah, Mangodai is just a crazy unit. Onager attack now goes for fletching as well, but skirmishes are horrible for kills.
Yeah, those are just horrible. And also, like, Max doesn't really have a great wood income here. That wood line is just horribly inefficient. Oopa. Nice fight over there for dogao, I believe. And he just keeps on with the pressure, and he's already trapping down the castle here from Max.
Oh, that's so lovely. And now runs around, gets another Onager kill, loses all his Mangodais in the home base though, and won't even get the Onager. Oh.
Yeah, nice defense for Max. On the other hand, Max... Oh, he's gonna lose all his villagers on the wood line now. dogao is just so good with the pressure, and Max is not gonna have any wood income here very soon.
God, those Mangodais.
On left side as well, look at that. Oh, that hurts to watch.
Oh, indeed, that's so many villagers running, and dogao takes the game. Hallelujah, and I feel like a smart boy predicting that this series will go very different to the first one. dogao taking at least 2 games. TheMax back against the wall.
Yeah, this is hard for TheMax, especially after winning 3-0 for dogao in the group stage. And this is a more important series, so in retrospective, dogao can just say that, well, it doesn't matter that I lost 3-0 there because I'm trying to win here, and so he does. And also important to point out that dogao still has Chinese and Khmer available.
Holy moly. Yeah.
So he is still very good with civs. Max has Aztecs, Slavs, and Berbers left.
And just think about it, like, Velez just beat Tedo 3-0, and now we have TheMax potentially being eliminated.
Yeah, that's brutal, because I just thought the other way around.
Yeah.
So it would be interesting to see that Velez progresses more into the tournament than Max does. And also, like, I feel like dogao is a little bit easier opponent than Tedo, to be honest.
I think so as well, yeah. As we said, like, before the tournament, lots of people thought Tedo is top 5 in the world, and dogao, well, considered to be in that top 10 ballpark there as well, but clearly a level below. But getting a lot of respect from the top players there as well. Now let's take a look at potential civilization matchup. We still have Aztecs, but we have no more Mongols, no more Celts, and yeah, we won't see Indians here. But Chinese, Khmer for dogao, Aztecs need to win for TheMax, and then he still needs to win with Berbers or Slavs.
Yeah, I think that you need to pick Aztecs here. Aztecs is one of the best saves in the tournament so far. So when you are down by a game and you need to win, I think Aztecs is what you have to go for. Fun fact, Aztecs have a 0% win rate against Khmer, something that's still available for dogao.
In how many games?
2 games for Aztecs versus Khmer.
Okay. 2 games is something I can live with.
Yeah, like the sample sizes for each individual matchup aren't super big because it's quite rare that you have
Yeah.
the same 2 civs matching up against each other. I think the most we had in a matchup is like 5 games.
Okay, what was that?
We have multiple, like Mongols versus Khmer, then Mayans versus Celts, Khmer versus Mongols, the same thing. Yeah, it's Mayans versus Celts and Mongol versus Khmer are the 2 most popular matchups.
Okay. Interesting. Quite random that they turn up so much more often. And TheMax, he needs to make something happen. He is down 2-1 now against dogao, is moving out with his eagle. He wants to lame this game, wants to make it a bit more of a wild one.
Yeah, you need to. On the other hand, if the lame doesn't work, you're gonna lose a lot of HP on your scout, and you could potentially even lose that, and then you are without information. We have seen that so many times.
Is seeing the berries instantly, so can't be too unhappy. Wanted to go for a hit against the scout, but dogao not allowing him to get any of that. And sheep, well, 2 more at the left-hand side, but yeah, there should be no rhino lame.
Yeah, especially considering that dogao saw the scout, so he knows exactly that Max is coming into a lane. Now, do you like the Khmer versus Aztecs matchup here?
I think it's interesting, but I always prefer Aztecs. I think Khmer, like, it is not that easy to really deal with the first man-at-arms. Yeah, you can jump into houses, but then crossbows are never pretty, so if your opponent goes mass crossbow, but then your skirm knight, your opponent can go mass eagles. I prefer Aztec quite a bit, although Khmer in a lot of other matchups are really strong.
Yeah, I would also prefer Aztecs here, so this pretty much is a must-win for Max from multiple aspects. So, do you, like, if you're playing Khmer here, do you prefer to, like, let's say go for archers to kind of match the Aztecs, even though Aztecs will have the better production,
Well,
or just play the scouts?
No, the problem is if you go mass crossbow, you still don't really have the answer, or like mass archer into crossbow, you don't really have the answer to eagles, right? And well, you can still go into arbalest hussar in the long run, but you need an incredible eco. Ooh, lots of dancing there against the rhino. That gets a perfect spot. Look at that. Oh no, now it runs out of it. But that was a lot of work for one rhino there for dogao.
Yeah, he had to work for that food here.
Villagers now relatively exposed. We're already walling off here for TheMax. Didn't find his sheep at the bottom. Oh no, he did see them. Still some harassment. And dogao walling in his villagers didn't really want to take any losses. Did he get those 2 sheep? Yes, he did. So both players with a pretty standard start here. Oh, actually, TheMax still is missing 4 sheep, but sees them, so shouldn't be an issue.
Yeah, he should be able to get them. Now, dogao is lurking around the base of Max here, probably waiting for barracks to be dropped as Max. What is this going to be? Technically, this looks like a man-at-arms build to me, and he is going to be fully evolved, if I'm not mistaken, very soon with a super safe gold. Whereas for dogao, he's playing pretty much open and with a 20 pop scouts build.
Are you ever building a farm before the barracks if you go for man-at-arm build? I don't think so.
I do not, because the build order paper I'm using when I'm playing doesn't say that I should do that.
Yeah, so I think since TheMax is using the same build order paper, I think he's not going man-at-arms. I think this is just an open fast castle or what?
Oh, that's
did he shoot one of his boars or what happened here?
Yeah, honestly, I had to restart my game, so I was just looking at your stream for the first 3 minutes of the game. But yeah, this is super weird.
How far are you in the game? Are you live again?
Yeah, I'm live now. But indeed it's super weird that he is consuming all those sheep and dropped 3 farms. That is Like, you draw 3 farms if you're going for a fast castle indeed, and he is going for a naked fast castle.
You're not streaming, right? Lida, just restart the game again and check if he shot his boar. Like, I'm really confused.
Alright, I'm gonna do that. So...
where's all his food? How did he get into this position? He still has lots of goats, though. No, he can't. He can't do that. Otherwise, he would have fewer goats left. But just why are we just going full fast castle here without? Like, he can't protect his goat properly either.
Yeah, this is not so great, especially considering that Khmer have a great food eco. I feel like Khmer can catch up really fast if they recognize that their opponent is going for an FC here. So, I'm not sure if this... I'm going to check if Max lost his board, but yeah, you might be right. Especially consider... He didn't push in deer, that's for sure, because he was trying to lame.
Yeah, so 3, I still see everything out here. And
so technically the 3 farms are justified even if you consume the boar. But yeah, I'm going to take a look at that in a moment.
I'm so confused by this play. Now he keeps his eagle at home. Is it even a fast castle, honestly? Because he doesn't have the income. What is he going for? I don't understand this world.
This is the decider game, and he's going for something that isn't a fast castle, isn't any feudal aggression. He has played it very greedily so far, and I think dogao thinks that it's a fast castle because he's coming forward with towers.
Yeah, indeed he is. You just watched my stream, or?
Yeah, I'm watching your stream right now. So the thing is that the towers can be great at stopping an FC, but if your opponent already has the food to go up, then you are more or less fine. The problem for Max here is that if he gets just part of his food eco denied, like some farming space, some farms, he's not gonna have the food eco to quick up.
Market and a blacksmith. That might actually be oh no, the blacksmith might be denied. Look at that. Oh, this will be so ugly. Let me quickly add...
Oh, that could be awful. And losing the blacksmith is also super bad when we are talking about tower fights. Because, like, fletching versus no fletching towers is just a so huge difference. Alright, I had to restart my game once again, but now I'm going to check if Max lost that rhino.
Okay, I'm really curious. Tower, by the way, cancelled. And that's not the greatest tower now to defend his gold. Easily will be broken through here, and he's healing up the eagle. Blacksmith did go up, so he will go up to castle age. But guys, there's no barracks on the field, right? So, oh, what? He does double bit X before? Now he builds the barracks, tries to get that one up, but low HP villagers. That's a weird choice as well. 100 HP on that one now. Why is he going for double bit X? That makes zero sense. Isn't he trying to go for castle age?
I don't know. I feel like he realized he cannot go castle, although technically he has the resource to just click up.
Yeah, now he goes for horse color. What is this? What?
It's like boom into castle, and I feel like dogao is gonna have a similar castle age time here, because dogao is just gonna casually boom up towards castle with the Khmer farms.
Like, yeah, like getting castle age super quickly isn't really benefiting you or giving you anything if you don't have a barracks anyways. But simply to put the fear in the head of your opponent, oh god, he's castle age, and maybe I go back and try to wall up quicker. You're just doing so much more indirect damage. It's not like he's building endless amount of farms now. So weird.
Believe it or not, Max did not kill his rhino.
Yeah.
With the TC.
Yeah, I feared that as well with all the sheep that he still had left. But what happened?
I don't know, like... He didn't push in a single deer. This is so weird. I feel like he might have tried to, like, go for a boar lane and have, like, a free boar fast castle here. But even then, free boar fast castle into what?
I don't know. It will be Eagles now. Goes for the defense upgrade. Seems like he will be reasonably walled there. And, well, dogao can click up pretty soon. Is going for the massive walls, but I like that a lot. Is walling with 5 villagers at the moment. Feels like a reasonable timing. But honestly, like, the Max that I love so much, if he goes super clean here, he's already up to Castle Age and has 2 barracks behind the opponent's base.
Yeah, you're right. Like, Max has been super clean in this tournament so far, but this game was super, super messy here.
29 HP. Archers are diving in there. Military count is 1 to 10. Archers regrouping. That was actually quite sloppy by dogao. Losing 3 archers here. 4 in total, I believe. Oh, this could have been so much worse. Nice reaction here by the Max now rushing out the tower. And that is way better than what I feared for the Max.
Yeah. Now, he could camp down the bottom of that tower and still kill some villagers here. And looking at the resources, dogao doesn't have a that bad Castle Age time, to be honest. And he can just...
Forward siege workshop, 11 HP on that one. Yeah, that archer can't get the siege workshop up. Needs to delete that. Oh god. So that is spotted. So dogao knows exactly, okay. Just don't add any TCs. Just produce army and he wins. He just needs to hold. He knows his opponent wants to play an all-in.
Yeah, I think so as well. Like, dogao should have the better eco right now. Like, the Khmer farming is super, super crazy. And he's already fully walled. I think Max lost a few villagers here as well. So this should be dogao's game unless he makes a huge mistake.
dogao, 2 losses. Not really sure what that was. He didn't go for any militia, right? So probably 2... villager losses early on there. And dogao just confirms, okay, he's completely walled. Goes for double stable. What is he going for? It's probably just knights as a safe option, right?
Yeah, I think so, because if he wanted to go for light cap, fearing the monks, he would start producing scouts by now. But he has no production on those tables right now, so it's probably just knights.
Yeah, Elephant feels sexy with Khmer as well, but you really fear that your opponent is getting a monastery up. Scouts obviously not that great against the Eagles initially, that are still only +0, +1 with no Castle Age upgrades. The Knights can even take this fight, 2v5.
Yeah, they should be, and like even if you get a monastery out, you're going to be rather slow with your monks, so I'm not sure if this is gonna work out for Max here. Dogao's gonna have a slightly better eco behind that one, even though, once again, he's without horse color.
Horse color, well, would have been lovely actually for Khmer here, right? He's holding so many resources as well. A bit surprising to me. Those knights not really finding a good angle. Probably wanted to see, okay, is there a monastery? Obviously, line of sight of knights. Really, really poor. He is happy to take this fight here.
Yeah, he's very, very happy to take that. And it's just not looking great for Max. I'm not sure what his plan was here. Now, I don't know a lot about like Max's personality, but do you think he could be a little bit nervous here, being one game behind? That's why he was sloppy?
I don't really know enough. Like, I would say it is an option, but... well, he is not really the guy that talks too much about his feelings and his mindsets, right? So, can't really have a good idea about this.
Yeah, makes sense. But there is definitely a lot of pressure on his shoulders right now. And
certainly,
as things stand, dogao is in a better position. Oh boy. He's even inside now.
8 knights now, 9 knights on the field, 4 more. He's actually not super committing there. Did find another villager. Sanctity is coming in. Villagers are pretty even, but the Max simply has 1 forward army that, if it gets cleared up, basically just ends the game for him because he has no follow-up after this. Meanwhile, the Max is trying to hold at home. Not going to be the prettiest one. Get some houses up. The pressure, not the craziest at the front. dogao should not need any conversions. Should he add some light cav now?
Yes, I think so. Especially with just standard few Lage Eagles in. even light caps will be okay against those, and you can just snipe the monks and open the way for the knights.
Okay, opening the way was the mangonel as well. Villagers now building some more houses. Not really being safe there. Could have jumped into the house. Is going for the TC instead. Knights are coming back, but the Max knows, okay, the game might be decided within the next minute.
Yeah, definitely. If he can get 4 conversions in with 4 monks, there is still a hope for him, but he needs to really use those monks to perfection, and those are kind of mispositioned right now.
Oh no, all the eagles are diving in there for the woodline. Lightkev getting in 1 conversion against them, now gets another kill, and they are all out of monk juice. 1 is still going wild. Yeah, there will be some knight losses, but the full forward will be cleared up.
Yeah, it's going to be cleared up. Although Max did quite a lot of damage with that, so maybe he delays the inevitable defeat.
Well, he is now 7 villages ahead, right? And drops another TC. Maybe he thinks that was enough for him. He is walled. He has double barracks at home. Monks just need to get home, though.
Yeah, I think this might have been enough for Max for a short amount of time to at least extend the game and give him a chance to come back.
Dogao's trying to chase those monks down, sees them. Can he jump on them? Looks like yes, he will. And the moment, yeah, even if you get conversion against the light cav, the knights will come over to clear up. But, well, we even see 3 monks going down there. That was so unfortunate. Gets 1 conversion now, sends the light cav away, and knights will clear this one up.
Yeah, the knights will definitely clean this one up. And then the problem for Max is that he just has no army here. So maybe Dogao can go for a forward siege workshop, and Max will need to defend with a monastery back at home.
Dogao built a market, did buy 200 stone for himself, and is now going for the 3 TC boom. Military count 7 to 16. Army value not even fair. 420, that's nice, but 1890 even better there. Let's take a look. Well, the Max is doing a good job of re-walling, not really allowing the knights to inflict the pain.
Yeah, now Max might need to go for pikemen here. Indeed, here comes the upgrade. I love that Dogao kept 1 light cav close to these 2 monasteries, so you can just pick off any monk that might accidentally be created there.
Barracks number 1 down. Pikeman tech now. Goes for... Oh, I thought maybe TC number 3 was an option here for the Max, but not really. Oh god, Dogao looking so hot here to maybe make a top 8 performance. And a guy that a lot of people feel like, yeah, he's very strong. But if we have to list the top 8 in the world, probably not on most lists.
Yeah, like he's probably around the bottom part of top 10 or top 12. He's a very solid all-around player, but speaking of pure Arabia, we wouldn't consider them one of the most elite players, whereas I think a lot of people would consider Max elite here.
Yeah, I think so as well. We got 1 conversion now. Dogao needs to go back, and I think this is a good spot to just drop a monastery as well and try to pick up all the relics. Should be like full map control for you, and yeah, indeed, he does do the monastery now. Would have loved to see it a bit more in the front to decrease the walking distance, but still all good. To see number 3 for the Max. 8 villages ahead is the Max. I don't really know how that's happened.
Well, he killed a lot from his opponent here. On the other hand, we have wheelbarrow for Dogao, so that justifies for free. And on the other hand, the interesting thing is that Max only has 1 good wood line to work with, and Dogao is gonna bring in those Khmer Scorpions with 8 range.
Oh, that's going to be ugly indeed. And, well, he still has some control over that area, simply because he has the tower up from earlier. The tower, not really fighting against each other. It feels like they could be in range, but not shooting. And now the aggressive siege workshop. Dogao wants to continue with the pressure.
Yeah, I would have liked it if it's actually on a hill, but it's just in the middle of 2 hills here. Still, Dogao is in a great position. Like, stopping this army 4 Scorpions and a bunch of Knights is going to be very hard for Max.
Yeah, can't really do it with pikemen, right? Moving in, moving out is horrible for you. Scorpions can just shoot. And let's take a look. Light Cav not finding the kill there. Knight number solid, and Scorpions now even doing the damage from distance.
Yeah, they are just so good at just dealing with the damage here and potentially forcing off villagers from the wood line. In fact, they shouldn't even be focusing on the TC. They should be just focusing on the wheels.
Oh, and look at that. TC is now killing the tower there. That's an interesting choice by the Max. Put some villagers in there to deal with that. And redemption is the answer by the Max. Makes a lot of sense since he went for so many monks. 7 on the field.
Yeah, that's a lot of monks, and dogao is mismicroing his scorpions quite badly here.
Oh yeah, 1 scorpion down. Not the worst thing after all. Economy upgrades, as you can see, not the craziest ones. The Max even wheelbarrow behind. Monks now moving forward. Is he willing to go in deep? Seems like it. Scorpions are going away. And he knows if those monks are so aggressive, he has to have redemption.
Yeah, now he even hears. If he has the Voodoo mod, he can definitely hear it.
Well, you can hear it with any mod, no?
Yeah, but the Voodoo sound is just a lot more distinctive.
Okay, okay. Seems like the same movement speed here. Lightcav moving in. I don't think they will get too many kills here. Pikemen are in 2 nice numbers. 2 down here without any kills. Now the Scorpion. Mangonel wants to
pop out any moment.
Getting 2 shots off there. Instant conversion at the side here.
dogao could have shot that monk, but he didn't. He started moving to the left, and now he's gonna get his Mangonel converted. But most of those pikemen are dead now, and some of those monks are out of monk juice, as you would say.
That's indeed what I love to say. And still 4 monks with juice still left. Another Mangonel goes down, 2 scorpions only on the field. And it just feels like the Max is holding this one. Behind this dogao, minus 11 villagers.
Yeah, this is not great for dogao anymore. Like, his food eco is still impressive, but he isn't doing as good of a job with this push as it could possibly be.
Monks now being under a lot of threat. Knights diving in deep. 3 monks going to die for sure here. Indeed, even make it 4. And Scorpion conversions continue. Knights now going through the pikemen while retreating, though. Lots of losses. And you can see full... What is he doing this fight? That's horrible for dogao.
I can't watch. All of those knights are going down, and suddenly I feel like Max is in a way better position. Like, Max has better army and still 11 villagers lead, so somehow dogao is just unable to catch up in terms of villagers.
Oi, 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 oi. Brutal stuff here, and I don't really understand how he is not catching up. Now he has 2 siege workshops there at the front. Scorpions maybe not the right unit. Maybe crossbow is the way to go now. Surely losing Lightcav to more pikemen is not an option. Oh god, another 3 down.
Yeah, like, right now, he still has a positive KD, but this isn't super impressive right now. From dogao, sending the Lightcav, though, could pick that monk off.
11 conversions in total now, and that was a lot of scorpions included there. Oh, those pikemen are all dying to the 3 scorpions now, though. Knights are coming over. We'll find another kill against that monk. And it seems like dogao is thinking about imping here, looking at the resources.
Yeah, I think he definitely could consider that, and then he can switch into arbs. Let's see, he does have 1 archer garrisoned inside the archer range. That's all he has. But if he switches into arbs here, I think that Max isn't going to be able to defend against that.
Okay, let's take a look. He is floating quite a lot of gold even after he clicks up to Imperial Age. Moves out to another spot. Should have 2 relics, maybe even more pretty soon for himself. Sends 2 monks forward. Does he not have vision over the top area? He does not. So not seeing the top... Pause.
Yeah,
the top 2 relics. And
it's a pause.
Okay.
Not sure who paused it, but dogao might actually just, okay, let's catch my breath before clicking into Imperial here.
He just deleted 2 siege workshop. It is not uncommon and unheard of that if you lose a lot of buildings at the same time that Age of Empires might lag or drop. So I'm fearing a bit, but we will just continue a normal game.
Okay, so thankfully there's no drop. You know, what actually came into my mind seeing all these monks is just MBL's Vululu clip. It's like, Arena is so stupid. It's just monks and conversions. And here we are in King of Desert, super aggressive Arabia, and we still have Aztec monks converting stuff.
Yeah. Well, it is the way for the Max going to get back into this game, right? He's now even taking the score lead for a second there, which is pretty much unbelievable after how dead he looked, after how weird his start looked as well. Now we have most likely at least 3 against 0 relics. The Max not really picking one up in the back, but he is far away from Imp.
Yeah, he's very, very far away. And if you look at Dogao's resources, he can afford a tech switch. Comes in with a nice and gentle 40 minutes bow, so...
Well, better than the Bosa timing that the Max will have, or the heavy blow timing that the Max will have, or the wheelbarrow timing that the Max will have.
Yeah, true. But he's got 111 Villagers compared to 100, indeed. There is an Arbalest switch from Dogao. Though his production isn't impressive, like he's making the ranges but not producing a single archer. Partially because he's housed beautifully positioned houses at the back of his base.
Yeah, I don't mind them. We'll get back to some production, but still none. He is not producing, that's so weird. Did get crossbow, floating quite a bit of resources here.
Yeah, he was just housed so long, and this is going to delay his tech switch quite badly, to a point where Max is gonna go Imperial himself, and... like, if Dogao doesn't have any army, then being faster to Imperial isn't going to help.
And now the Max is reclaiming 2 gold spots that he probably should have never really reclaimed, right? Dogao had so much control here. If he wanted to be annoying, maybe walling in those golds could have even been an option behind this one. And now he reaches Imp with 2 crossbows.
Yeah, that's just awful. And I'm not even sure if he has Botkin on those. Does he?
He only has fletching, yeah. Castle now in the center being built. More barracks here at the side. At least still some control, some walls here by Dogao, but those are only palisade walls for now. Hasatech, the first one to come out, and yeah, I'm a bit surprised how passively Dogao is playing this game now.
Yeah, he's playing very, very defensive here. Picks off a villager that was trying to make an outpost, as it appears Max is gonna go for an Eagle switch. Went for Eagle Warrior, makes barracks on the left side. Dogao does have an overchop over there, so that's something to pay attention for.
Arbalest tech now coming in indeed. And still no bracer. Would love to see way more farms than 34 that Dogao has at the moment. Wouldn't even mind to go crazy numbers like 70 there.
Yeah, like 70 might be a little bit of an overkill considering that he's going Rs, but yeah, his farm numbers aren't impressive, and he could just use the farms and the light cap to just raid so much in Max's eco. Because Max only has like slow pikemen to catch up with those. And he's already doing a lot of damage on the gold miners.
Trap count needs to be put on the map now as well. If he keeps on the raids on those 2 golds, that basically guarantees the game for him. Because if he only faces pikemen, it's such an easy kill compared to a composition of eagles and pikemen.
Yeah, indeed. And Max right now 0 villagers on gold. He ran out of his gold mine at the back, because that was the only one that he could take for so long. And now the Arbalests are on the right side.
Oh, and those are ugly. Still only Botkin, so not crazy stuff, but at least got ballistics for now. Some villagers getting killed, and it's surely annoying. Built another castle there, the Max at the top. But how does he deal with his army? Maybe even the monks could deal with that.
Yeah, the problem for Max is that he has had like 40 idols for some time. So he's up to Imperial, goes Illumination and Block Printing, but against Hussars, that's not going to work.
I think focusing on the Eagle upgrades might have been the better thing. Arbalest now regrouping, coming together with their other friends. And first TC is down, now next target should be the castle.
Yeah, indeed, and if that castle goes down, Max is gonna be without gold. And I'm not sure how many Eagles he can mass with this little gold control.
He has 3 at the moment, 0 more in production. What? No, he has 0 and 4 more in production. Okay, I was a bit confused for a second. Bracer now finally coming in. Theocracy for the Max, so he has to micro less. Ay. Population difference actually relatively small, but it just feels like Dogao's army looks so strong.
Yeah, it's just basically pikemen and monks from Max, and neither of those are good against Arbalests.
Now another castle at the left-hand side of Dogao trying to claim that hill. Hazards are coming over. The castle is falling. Gold control not looking too hot. And yeah, I just think all those upgrades on the monks, I think I would have loved to see those resources put into more eagles.
Yeah, definitely. Because Eagles, even without Garland Wars, would be pretty decent at dealing with the Hussars and Arbalest, at least buy some time for Max. But he loses the castle, I think And this is the end for Max and King of Desert.
Oh man, something we didn't expect. Looking at those groups, it was kind of the decider, right? Kind of obvious that the Viper is going through, and then dogao and TheMax kind of battling it out. I think back T was the fourth one in the group there. Not really expecting him to go too far, but those two, no one really knew who was going through. And they're trading off Sirius most likely. And, well, it's a bit unfortunate for TheMax that he actually wins the set. And their overall score will be 4-3 in favor of TheMax, but he's still out.
Yes, it is what it is. So these are the settings for tournaments. That's what he has to use. Trying to get some conversion on the orders, but this is just desperation time right now for him.
And yeah, Pikemen now melting, Hussars are coming over, and well, Monks still lovely numbers, 11 here, but more Hussars are going in. Arbalest now claiming the hill for themselves as well. Could micro a bit more, Hussar production not the craziest I wanted to say, but actually 11 more in the queue, so he's doing good job here. Pop 200 against 150. TheMax is trying to hold, but won't get control over that gold. Extra gold spots at the bottom, no control for that. And TheMax, he is probably only playing on because it is tournament line. Tournament life on
exactly.
the line.
Dogao had a lot of Hussars beating up a barracks. Now he unleashes them, and this is where it is going to be a GG, I believe.
And Hussars now, oh god, jumping on all the monks here. That will just plummet his army value so heavily. Blast Furnace is coming in, but won't be enough. Arbalest from distance just continuing to deliver the pain. Micro's back quite nicely, and yeah, he's just trading off against Gold Army that can never be replaced.
Also, Max doesn't really have any good wood lines anymore. He's got like one on the north, and that's it. He's like mass migrating with his villagers. Just not enough map control for Max right now.
Try to build a mining camp there in the front. GC's instantly dealt with that idea, and the swarm is just continuing. Population lead now up to 40.
And as you're saying, Max steps out. He's going to be eliminated by dogao over here in what was a pretty impressive best of 5, to be honest.
Yeah, I like that one for sure. dogao is so clean though, and I feel somewhat super smart. In my prediction video, I predicted every single set in this series to be exactly like this. Like, I did say, okay, Viper goes through, back T goes out, Max wins the first one, dogao the other one. I didn't really expect it to go that way, but I still will compliment myself. And it is ugly for TheMax here, right? He, I would say, is pretty even in skill of dogao, but for tournament structure simply says this way is dogao's way. And he goes in the quarterfinals and now will face, I think, MBL?
I'm not sure, but I will open up Wikipedia for that.
We will have
KOTD 3.
dogao Max, and it's going to be, indeed, MBL.
MBL. Ooh, this is a tough one. Do you think that dogao could beat MBL? If he plays like the way he did today, I think he can actually beat MBL.
He did beat him in Hidden Cup 3, right? And that was obviously a very different matchup. Mixed maps, completely different civilizations. Hidden picks have no repeat compared to the draft. So I think those settings are way, way better for MBL. I give dogao like 20%.
Yeah, it's interesting. Honestly, I would have given dogao 20% in this matchup, and he won it.
Well, it happens. 20% have to happen.